Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Nike KD Trey VIII. So this shoe is going for 90 bucks, super cheap. It's a budget model and it's obviously KD's budget line, and he's no longer number 35. He's with the Brooklyn Nets and he's number 7, so I wonder if they're going to continue his line because Trey 5 is 35 for his old number. So anyways, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the traction. So a quick disclaimer, I've only been playing outdoors, and of course most shoes are very good outdoors, or like the court I was playing on, like all the shoes that I was playing in had really good traction because it has that rough texture to it, you know? I've tried the one where it's like a smooth concrete surface, and those like you can slip on, but you know, the one that I was playing on had that rough texture. So I don't really know the performance on traction, you know, like on the indoor court. So I'm sorry about that. Just take the traction with a grain of salt, but I did play outdoors. So with this outsole, you have a very hard rubber, and there's really no fraying. There's really nothing ripping off. The grooves are pretty deep as well. I mean, you know, most budget shoes, especially with Nike, Adidas, they're using really hard rubber, and it's designed for outdoor use, and it's cheaper. And you can play on indoor courts, which is weird, right? Because like you would think that for a signature shoe like, you know, KD's signature line, the rubber would be harder because you're paying more money so you can play outdoors and indoors, but that's not the case. It's kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, so durability is very good. And you know, I do have some, you know, knowledge on the KD Trey VIII. Like the KD Trey VIII uses the exact same outsole and midsole, and Donnie Boy said this traction pattern was really good. So if Nike kept the rubber compound and everything the exact same, the performance on the indoor court should be really good. And also trying it on my wood floors, the pipe was really good, and there's a nice little squeak to it as well. And of course, once I'm able to play on an indoor court, I will update you guys. Alright, as far as the heel to toe transition goes, very smooth. You know, you have a little bit of heel compression from this cushion. You have a nice little curve shape up, look at that, right? And then a nice curve shape here in the toe, and a lot of forefoot flex. So heel to toe transition is very fluid, very smooth in this shoe. So moving on to the cushion, they're using a full length Renew cushioning, and it's actually pretty damn nice. It does bottom out though. It bottoms out, and it's not like a crazy compression or anything. It's just a nice subtle bounce, nice little subtle compression and all that, right? So you feel it throughout the entire shoe, like in the forefoot and in the heel. And impact protection is pretty damn nice. You feel very low to the ground though. And overall, I would say it's really good. Like if you're the type like me to want a very responsive low to the ground cushion with a little bit of impact protection, a little bit of compression, not a lot of bounce really at all, then this is the perfect cushioning setup for you. You know, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too soft, nothing too bouncy or anything. It's just like a really nice, like responsive cushion. As far as the materials go, it looks like a knit, it feels more like a textile, and it's super duper thin, like really thin. So it feels very minimal on foot. It conforms to your foot very well. It stretches a little bit though. You know, like if you're feeling it with your hand, you don't, there's not a lot of stretch, but like when you're playing, you feel a little bit of stretch, especially if you're doing like really quick, hard movements. So I really like the materials. It's very comfortable as well on foot, especially in the toe area. And the ankle area, you get like, you know, synthetic materials and like the screen mesh. It's not very nice, but you don't feel it on your foot. You just feel like this lining here and like the padding, and there's a little bit of padding which feels nice. So you know, the materials here in the ankle area doesn't really matter. And then for the tongue, you have a little bit of padding. You know, it's basically the same as a KD 13. You have this rubberized foam material, and that's sandwiched in between like this screen mesh material. So you have a good amount of padding. It's pretty soft. It feels nice on foot. It's definitely better than like, you know, just like a really thin material that some shoes have, you know? The materials are actually really nice. I really like it, especially only for $90. Alright, moving on to the fit. The fit, I went true to size, and while I was breaking it in, it stretches out like a lot. And there was a little bit of space here lengthwise, right? Widthwise, it was really good for me. I would say it was pretty snug. But then, you know, if I went down half a size, I feel like it'll be like a little too snug widthwise. So just be careful on that. It wasn't to the point where the fit lengthwise was too much, but it's just like I would have liked it a little bit more snug, is just what I'm saying. If you have a wide foot, I would suggest going like up half a size, or maybe even a full size. And the space in the toe is pretty snug as well, but the fit for me was pretty good. As far as support and lockdown goes, it wasn't very good for me, you know? So here in the forefoot area, I could feel my foot kind of wanting to come out, like just like where my pinky toe is. You know, this rubber part where it says Nike Renew, that does cage you a little bit, but that's more just like in the midfoot area, right? And then of course you have the phone coming up here in the midfoot, and you have an internal TPU heel counter. But I just felt it right here, right? And it wasn't horrible or anything, but I just felt, you know, when you're doing step backs or just crossovers or cuts and you're doing a quick lateral movement, I just felt it like coming out a little bit. So just be careful on that. And I am lighter, so if you're a lot heavier and shiftier, then just be careful on that. Alright, and as far as the ankle support goes, I mean, I wouldn't classify this like a high, more like a mid-high, I would say. And you know, there's not a lot of ankle support. You don't really feel any type of restriction in your movement, just a little bit, because the material does go over the ankle bone, but it wasn't great. And lateral stability was good for me as well. You know, you have a nice wide and flat base, so I didn't really feel any type of like instability laterally. Also, another thing I forgot to mention in traction is there is a little bit of an alto curvature, which feels pretty damn nice, you know, when you're doing these types of movements. It's not like squared off or anything. And the rubber comes up a little bit, so you have a little bit more grip on the sidewall. Alright, as far as the weight goes, if I remember correctly, this shoe was super light and it feels very, very light. I'm guessing like 10 ounces or something. Yeah, 10.05 ounces. And for the left pair, 10.05 ounces. Usually there's a little bit of a weight difference, but these are exactly the same, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I mean, this shoe is super light. It doesn't feel like cheap light though. Like the material has nice quality, and you know, the Renew cushion probably helps with the weight, because like, you know, Renew and Lunarlon and React are very, very lightweight cushioning. So yeah, this shoe feels super light, very minimal, and you feel very, very quick playing it. Alright, as far as the ventilation goes, ventilation is pretty nice. You know, the material is very thin. It wicks away moisture. You don't feel like a lot of, you know, airflow through it, but you do feel a little bit. For break-in time, there's really no break-in time. Like, there's no pinching or anything. So the materials are good right out the box. The cushioning you can feel right away. Actually, you can feel it the most when you get the shoe, and then it starts to bottom out a little bit, or like a lot when you start playing in it. As far as the aesthetics go, I love it. Whoever designed this shoe should get an award, because with like the cheaper materials that they're using, they still made it look good, you know? And there's some really cool colorways. There's like a really cool blackout colorway, and there's this really cool like white, like kind of reminds me of like a Christmas colorway. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, for $90, this has to be one of the best budget shoes that I've tried in like recent memory. It's really, really good. You know, the traction is really nice. Donnie Boy said the KD Trey VIII was really good. The cushion is really nice as well with the Renew. The materials are really cool. It doesn't look cheap or anything. I just wish the support was a little bit better. You know, this material is not supportive really at all. Instead of like making the material a little bit more supportive, they could have just extended this rubber piece a little bit more and it would have been fine. But other than that, this shoe was phenomenal. And even for 90 bucks, very, very nice. If it does go on sale, maybe it'll be like 60 bucks or something. So I do recommend it if you're definitely trying to save money, and comparing it to like even more expensive shoes, like 130, 140, 150 bucks. I feel like the performance is there. So anyways, that's my review. Again, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.